Hey guys, welcome to Cars and Health Bars. On today's episode, we're going to be covering the upcoming Black Friday, and also on the gaming topic, we're going to be giving some indie games a little bit of a spotlight. And with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. So, at the top of the show here, I want to go ahead and say I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope everybody got nice and full and enjoyed some time with family. I know I certainly did.
Get you some of them leftovers for work if you work.
That's right. Yeah, some of us got to work Friday, not me.
I do.
The grind never stops. I do want to announce we should be having a very huge guest coming up. We're trying to get some scheduling worked out, and even Jordan doesn't know about this one. So it's going to be some top secret. It's going to be awesome. You guys are really going to enjoy it. I want to get everybody hyped up for that for sure.
Cool.
And the people have spoken. It looks like you guys really would like to see some in person, like while we're at PRI vlog style stuff. So that those of you who are that voiced your opinion on that and want to see that, I encourage you to go and follow the Cars and Health Bars Snapchat because that's probably where we will be posting it at while we're there, so you guys can kind of be plugged in with us. And those of you who would rather not see that, of course, the following weekend or following Friday, we will of course have a podcast episode dedicated primarily to the PRI trip and our shenanigans there. So, like I said, if you want to enjoy that vlog style content, go over, follow us on Snapchat, and you can find that content there. So, now that all the housekeeping stuff is out of the way, I want to get your take on something that is, of course, today on Black Friday car shopping. Is it something you typically do? Search for those sales on Black Friday?
As in car parts.
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
You know, not really something I've done. And I don't know who would offer great deals. I've just never done it.
Yeah, it's not typically something I go out of my way to do. I think that's more PC stuff is a lot cheaper during Black Friday deals. That's something I look for personally.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with car parts, it's just kind of you got to buy them when you need them.
Yeah, that's how it's been for me, for sure.
Like I don't sit around waiting to buy stuff. It's just whenever it comes time to buy it, I just got to bite the bullet and buy it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like certain things to be on discount, but
I
I
guess
don't really like.
if I caught something like a Trinity on a good sale, I probably wouldn't be able to hold back. But I mean, it'd have to be pretty cheap. I mean, those are nice parts though. It's hard to not want to buy one of those. Those such nice intakes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with parts art is a lot of people, they're doing their build and they want to do it all at once. They don't want to run a stock cylinder head for a minute or whatever.
Yeah,
They want to wait till it's on sale.
right. Yeah, another thing I want to talk about is here recently, I've been kind of looking around, and there isn't very many fabricators in our area as far as like a performance shops go. Other than the shop that you worked out before Ford, but there, man, even like I was curious, so I called up KP and I was like, "Hey, I'm just curious. We're trying to build a intercooler pipe kit. I'm wondering if you guys have anything that we can, buy from you all and piece together." And like, no, we do not do any welding or anything of the sorts. I'm like, really? Like, you guys are a performance shop? I didn't say that, of course, but it just kind of took me back. I'm like, I'm kind of shocked that you guys don't do any welding there. I guess they're more geared towards suspension and,
Yeah,
tuning and stuff. It
they
it really
definitely
shocked
are.
me, though. Man, that's a market that could really be broken into in our areas is more like fabricating, like, performance shops like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly have thought about just starting off an exhaust shop around here because it's like, where are they? I don't see any that are really like outstanding.
Don't get me wrong, MCR was a great shop for doing that, but, their main welder guy, he takes his time, and there's nothing wrong with that, but, there's a lot of work that could be done in our area for that, and it just blows my mind that it's kinda like you gotta go far away to find a fabricator. I'm sure there's plenty in Nashville, but, for us to be in Bowling Green, it's crazy that we don't have one here in city limits.
Yeah, I really wish I had like a little welding shop set up somewhere because I would love to break into that.
Yeah, it's definitely a very untapped source. It would be well worth it, especially with the area we've in. I mean, we talk on and on. This is Vet City. We got Beach Bend Dragway. We have the NCM Motorsports Park. There's a lot of motor sports stuff here in our area.
Yeah, I definitely would like to get more into that in the future. I think we could.
Yeah, I mean, even something as simple as start up as like a oil change shop and just graduate from there.
Yeah, I mean that's just easy, consistent workflow. So ain't no shame in that, really.
Yeah. Speaking of, Beach Bend, there's a motorsports park closing in California. Irwindale Motor Speedway is closing. It's just sad to see all these dragways, closing down because of, lack of interest or, mostly just, civilization moving closer and closer to these drag strips. They got to make room, make more housing. People that live near it complain. It's really sad to see the sport, lose a drag strip like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't even think it was a full quarter mile, but still, it just sucks to see drag strips close down. As someone that's active in that space, it's just sad because it just feels like parts of the hobby are dying or going away because we'll never get that track back. It's just going to be gone forever.
Yeah, I mean that just seems the way that California's going with their laws and how they moderate vehicles.
Yeah, I just want to say if you're somebody that is a car enthusiast, even if you don't want to go race your car, if you ain't got nothing going on during the weekend, it's really fun to just go and watch drag racing. And just think, if you're one of these people that goes to Beach Bend once a year for LS Fest, just think you're paying a lot less money and you're going to be around a lot less people if you go during a test and tune night. It's so much more chill, laid back. Usually test and tunes are late in the afternoon, so you ain't got the heat beating down on you.
Mhm.
It's I think I went one time. I might have did like one run in my car, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I just sat there the rest of the night watching drag racing. It's so much more chill, and I would say I don't know. I hear a lot of people complain about LS Fest, like you're just watching the same engine go down the drag strip, and I guess that's right to an extent. I mean, they're all LS blocks, but if you're like that, then just go to a test and tune. You will not see any more variety than you will at a test and tune. I mean, you got your big block guys, your small block guys, your LS Coyote. I mean, you see a little bit of everything. It's kind of fun to see people, especially people that are hot lapping like, "Let's homie up again."
Yeah, I was like, for real, bruh. You just keep running, you don't get no vapor lock.
The Hellcats just hot lapping like crazy.
Okay, buddy, chill. You run at the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah, like you ain't cutting no ET
You ain't
off.
e
You ain't
you ain't
tuning.
e yeah, you ain't even tuning, you ain't even trying nothing new.
What you doing? Like taking off? What you gonna take your seat out and run again? I kind of was talking. I can't remember who I was talking to, but there was this guy that was telling me E85. He was going on a whole spill about E85, and I'm like, I'm on it. I always was advocated for E85. I think it's a great fuel. And after physically seeing your engine, whenever we took the valve cover off, how clean and
Yeah.
pristine your cylinder head was, that really set it in stone for me of how amazing E85 is, not only for, the economy, but, the engine's health and how much it cleans. And I want to get your opinion on people running E85 in non-performance vehicles.
So the only problem I have with it is that in your regular day-to-day car, 87 is gonna be cheaper, and it's gonna get you further per gallon, so that's kinda my only gripe is if I'm not worried about performance, I'm not gonna run it personally. Now, that being said, if I've put some miles on my car and maybe I'm not too frequent with oil changes or anything, I bet you could probably run some E85 through there, and it would probably clean up your engine if you just ran it for, like, 2 or 3 oil changes, like, during the time, like, half a year maybe. You could just really run that shit, and it'd probably clean it up. I know some people say, though, that they see issues with that. I don't really understand why you would.
Yeah, like you said, it's so good for cleaning your engine out. I just could not believe how great. It was almost like it got like polished. Like your head looked immaculate.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it just
E85 smells so good.
that's the best part is filling up the tank, smelling it like, got that
Got that
cold.
corn. One last thing before I get into some questions here. I want to kind of tell you guys 'cause I was listening back to some of the recent podcasts and I guess I haven't really said my story about my transfer case exploding on my Dakota. So we knew something was up, but my truck is a daily driver, and it gets beat on very bad. So pretty much, if it's making a sound and it's still operating normally, I'm just kind of like, what, I ain't fixing that. Ain't a problem right now. It's not affecting drivability. So even Jordan rode in it, right? I think Jordan rode in it either the day before or a few days before the
Hmm.
it happened. And even you were like, dog, that ain't good noises. I'm like, dog, it's good. We're fine. And I was driving to work, I think Thursday morning, and it's just like it sounds way worse than normal. And I think I just got done being on the parkway, or I might have just got on the parkway, and I just hear like the god awful sound. Sounds like something rotating is making a lot of sound. I'm like, okay, well, I got a wheel bearing bad, or I got something with something rotating, such as a wheel, a tire, something to do with that assembly. It's gone bad. I get parked at work, and I'm feeling around, and I'm like, you know, the ball joints feel fine. It doesn't feel like I have a bearing out. I'm like, I just don't know what's going on. I'm like, maybe a brake rotor or one of the dust guards is rubbing. And I turn around and look up, and sure enough, my transfer case has broken in half, and the drive shaft is just beating the floorboard, and everything's hanging down. Like the only thing holding that transfer case together was the drive chain. Like, I don't even know, but luckily, I get it home, and after, like, a couple days of, like, trying different things, I finally get a cutoff wheel underneath my truck, and I'm sitting there cutting that chain, trying to cut it in half, and some of that heat tape, that's got that insulation underneath it is
Yeah,
right there, and some of it was tore, and from where I was using the cutoff wheel, the sparks was trying to light that on fire. It was very not good, but long story short, we got it cut off, and I have half of a transfer case underneath my truck and no four-wheel drive, in case you weren't following. So it's I mean, all Jordan could say was, "Wow."
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it works, I guess.
Like, I'm not a mechanic, but whenever I'm sending videos to my mechanic friends of half a transfer case and they are saving the video to their camera roll, that's what tells me it is so incredibly messed up that they want to refer back to it later on. Like, that just goes to show how messed up that is. Like, we were like, yeah, that's a keeper right there.
That's someone who knows that that truck will not quit.
I know, dude. My truck has no quit in it. It's like, I'm
It's
tired,
the
boss.
epitome of a Dodge.
Yeah, yeah. My Dakota honestly needs to be in a like Dodge Ram commercial. Screw
Moving through a field.
Yeah, screw like these commercials where it's hauling like two bulldozers or anything. You just need to have my truck's transfer case exploding and keeping on going.
I don't even remember Ram's slogan.
Don't dodge it. I can't remember that. It's
No, that
something
ain't it.
dumb. No, Ford tough. That's Ford's.
Like a rocket Chevy.
Toyota, let's go places.
No, I don't know.
God, yeah, I don't know either. And it might be different because they broke off like in the 2000 like late to 2010, 2015 to Ram and Dodge. Dumb. Anyways, I want to hit some of these car Q&A questions because it's mostly just car Q&A questions today. This guy had this question after the last podcast he listened to. I'm thinking about going back to school for automotive, but heard there's a lot of options to learn from dealers. He wants to know basically, do you think it would be better to go to a technical school, or if it'd be better to pick up those classes from a dealer, kind of like you and the Ford crew does?
So, really either way is fine if you ask me. And there's kind of an advantage to going straight to school is that, when you go to the dealer, you're working most of the day, so you don't do classes during daytime, it's after work. But you can, if it's slow at work, do classes there. So the thing with school is you get your certifications a lot faster. So I kind of like that. It definitely looks more appealing on paper too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Uh, let's see. Would you guys ever take live call-ins to answer Q&A questions like these, or potentially do car diag questions? I'm gonna say the car diag questions. I don't know if there would be a legal thing. I don't know if you're a mechanic or not, but it's really hard to diag a car either A, over the phone or B, over text message. Not only
For
that, but,
sure.
like, what let's say, you got plugs going bad and we say we think it's plug wires, then you're out a part that you didn't necessarily need, and then you're like, "Well, they told me that," and, like, no, I don't think that that would be a, good thing for us to do because of that issue, and like Jordan, I would say, diagnosing a car over the phone is kind of insane to have to deal with.
I wouldn't mind to give my opinion of what I think just based on a description, but cars are there's a lot of different systems in them, and one problem could be the result of a million different things. Could all
And
cause one symptom. So
it goes back to that story too you told whenever the owner said, I can't remember what they said was wrong with it. It was making horrible sounds, and turns out it just had a water bottle rolling around in the back.
yeah,
Like,
they kept hearing water slosh, and they said so. It's just like sometimes it's hard to you can misinterpret things easy on the phone too.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. A sound might be described wrong, and it might be something very particular about, a Ram or a Chevy, something that we don't, Jordan wouldn't see being a Ford technician. It might not be something that he's very familiar with. They all have different computers in them and different sensors and all that good stuff.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, they all are very similar in what kind of sensors they have, and usually location of things is similar.
Oh, okay.
But there are like things that are different between all of them.
This question is, do you guys plan on doing the Thanksgiving format again? I really enjoyed that. Well, today is Thanksgiving, and unfortunately, with all the things going on, we were not able to recreate that, but it might potentially happen for Christmas. It just really depends on, we still have a lot going on. We got PRI coming up, as we keep saying, and we're still kind of trying to wrap up a side project. So it's not looking like it, but I wouldn't say get your hopes down. Even if we do it a little bit after, it was a lot of fun, and I could see us
Yeah,
trying to do it again.
yeah, I
Whenever
would
we have
enjoy
time.
it.
It's been pretty chaotic, and I'm trying to get a bigger group together next time, so it's more likely to have more people trying stuff. I think that would be a lot more fun. So I do appreciate your interest in us bringing that back for sure. It was a lot of fun.
It was that man. I still remember those mashed potatoes.
Oh my god, you're gonna be sus of my mashed potatoes forever now.
I am. I had some today, and thankfully they weren't
Oh
that
my
bad.
god, they weren't that bad.
I can't even do what was it? They were like they had gone rotten, and then
No,
you
no, they
soak them
gone
in.
rotten. I
I
wouldn't
can't
feed
remember.
y'all rotten
You
food.
you soaked them in something though. I remember.
Yeah, they each thing had a extreme flavor, and
I know
those were sour.
lemon,
I had
sour lemon.
the potatoes that soaked overnight in apple, or was it? I think it was white vinegar. It's either apple cider or white vinegar
Yeah,
and citric acid. The citric acid is what murdered you, I'm sure. Like straight up what they put in warheads.
dude, I could not imagine swallowing that.
I don't
Touching
even
it to
know
my
how.
tongue was enough.
I don't even know. It's like that SpongeBob trying Gary's food.
Yeah, exactly like that.
This guy says, I just started at a dealer and I want to know what your favorite go-to tool is. I'm wanting to fill up a toolbox, but don't want bunch of different batteries. What do you prefer? Snap-on, Milwaukee, etc.
Hmm. It depends on your budget, and honestly, if you're trying to buy something soon, definitely don't go Snap-on. Because I wouldn't say go in that much debt. I've acquired a lot of my tools over time,
Yeah,
and
I really like your Craftsman set. That's the OG.
yeah, I mean, I started out with Craftsman, but I mean, I would say at least have. I would go Milwaukee, honestly, if I was going cheapest. I'd try and find a big tool bag deal or something.
Yeah, I'm not a mechanic, but you know, some advice I can kind of share is that there's a lot of really good tools at Harbor Freight. I'd say, of course, power tools. You definitely want to get a nice name brand, but if you can imagine it, Harbor Freight has a lot of good tools also.
Amazon. I buy a lot from there. A lot of my coworkers do. Definitely don't knock it out. I've got tools off there that people use every day at work. They come
Yeah,
and borrow.
dude. Even like your roll around is isn't is it's a Harbor Freight box too, ain't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a You could get some snap. Just people sleep on Harbor Freight. I don't know if maybe because it's not in their area or what, but man, I really I push some Harbor Freight. But I will say using your electric tools are really nice. Your Snap-ons for sure. I don't know what brand that little green gun is. Is it Snap-on also?
Yeah,
Yeah, man, that thing it don't mess around. That thing's packs a punch, dude.
it goes to town. I like my tools. I've done. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing like a toolbox tour of all the people at work because it's just cool. All the tools that you can get. It's like your personality, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely because you got man, what's that one? It's Watson. His just looks like a freaking just tornado
Yeah,
hit it.
they don't. But the box is so cool, and they don't make them anymore. They're kind of
Yeah.
rare.
I know some people, dude, they it looks like they have a huge mess, but it's really like to them, it's a controlled chaos. Like they know where everything goes, they know where everything's at, you know. It's just the way it be for some people.
Couldn't be me.
No, me neither. Everything, well, I get like that sometimes, but my Kennedy box I keep very, very clean. Everything has a home.
Everything's got a slot to fill.
Yeah. I guess we could transition to our gaming topic. I don't really have a lot to say here. I definitely want to I definitely want to talk about an indie game, but I want to know if maybe you. I have granted I haven't done a lot of research on this, but just from sitting on the sidelines, it just seems like Arc 2 is just kind of vanished.
For sure, I don't see nothing about it.
I mean, there's been no updates on Steam. I mean, it's just kind of
It's a
feeling like
money
that.
grab, I feel like.
It's starting to feel like that dang Party Animals game all over again.
Yeah, it's like it's just a money grab. Like it's like, oh, all these false promises.
It's still to be announced on Steam, and I added it to my wish list in 2022. Like, that's how long it's been just, like, to be announced. I mean, there's been nothing about it. There's no updates, there's no nothing. It's just like a I don't know if they forgot about it, I don't know. I think it lost a lot of hype because people found out it was gonna be, like, story-based, and it's gonna be like Dark Souls. I feel like a lot of people, especially like me, who's like OG sandbox players, is just like, "I don't want that. It's Ark. It's like Dark Souls with dinosaurs. I don't want
For
that."
real.
Like,
Hopefully we see something about it, but I'm not really like I don't even care if we do, to be honest, right now.
I mean, the new release date is set for this year, but here we are sitting at the end of November, and like, where you at? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna keep getting postponed and postponed because there's just been no, and they keep moving the release date, and that's never a good sign. I'd rather them just like instead of setting an unrealistic goal for the creator, I would just rather them be like, all right, let's just keep it to be announced. Like, don't even bother.
Yeah, I don't know how I even feel about. It's like
I'm
so many games are like that now.
And after seeing the system requirements for ASA, I'm not looking forward to it because I'm probably not gonna be able to run it.
Yeah, do I need a 4090 Ti just to run this game?
Just to run this game, you could run on a cracker box back, in the last version in Arc 1.
Huh? Like it's not that different, but now all of a sudden it takes a supercomputer.
Right. I want to see too. I'm just gonna hit a few of these small topics. I want to know if you've experienced any weird Call of Duty bugs because one that came to mind was that super weird bug that happened the other day whenever we were like mid game in a zombies match and everybody was able to join mid match except for you. It was like full on like disconnecting and everything. That was the weirdest bug ever.
You know, I've noticed that a few times now. Is one lobby in particular will just be like a packet burst and low
Yeah, packet
frame,
loss.
and then if I join any other, it's fine. I just can't play that game, and I don't get it. I don't know how the server does it. Other than that, I don't think I've seen any like glitches I can remember.
Yeah,
Some of the spawns are really annoying.
all things considered, a game that came out a month ago and Call of Duty's terrible release nature, I think they're doing okay with this one, honestly. And, it's given them a lot of benefit because they typically Call of Duty is very unpolished whenever it comes out. But other than the weird connection issues, I mean, even the gun balancing, I don't feel like nothing's super crazy overpowered. I don't really, of course, the skill based matchmaking isn't the greatest, but, I've
I
been playing
know Warzone when it was released with Black Ops 6,
rough.
like the update for it, it was real glitchy. I don't know if it's still like that or not.
I know I've been getting a lot of good skill-based matchmaking matches whenever I solo queue. Of course, whenever I play with Jordan, a much higher skilled player, I just get, murdered. But, I know you've been kinda struggling a little bit with I think your biggest problem is that you're playing objective-based game modes and just people don't need to be playing those because nobody plays the objective, and it messes with the spawns, it messes with the gameplay, it messes with everything. I feel like if you just played, like, team deathmatch, you would probably get a lot more of a balanced experience with skill-based matchmaking, and I could be wrong.
I wouldn't doubt it because I definitely try to play the objective, and it helps hold control of the map on like domination or hardpoint. Like if you have more of the map under control, it's just better.
I just feel like people like if you're not I get it, you want a longer match than just like 100 kills. I get that, but if you're not playing the objective, you're just really you're making that match so like I don't know, it's just not gonna play right, obviously. Yeah, I do want to know with this Call of Duty coming out on Game Pass, accessible to anybody that has an Xbox Game Pass membership. I wonder if we're going to see a influx of Christmas noobs because I really don't think that that's going to happen this year.
I highly doubt it.
Like, that's so crazy that that used to be such a big thing whenever we were growing up playing Call of Duty, and now it's like Call of Duty is coming out not only sooner in the year, but now on Game Pass. Like, everybody's got it that's gonna get it, I'm pretty sure. I think
We'll see them, I'm sure, but it's not gonna be as many as it used to be. Like I remember it used to be half the lobby.
yeah, level 1, unless it's, like, people first getting consoles, I could see that, just like a kid getting a console for the first time. "Oh, I'm playing Black Ops 6 now."
I don't think we'll be seeing a whole lot of that, you know.
I remember specifically Ghost was the most insane one. I feel like everybody got Ghost for Christmas, like,
Yeah,
it was insane on that game.
it was just like that back in the day, man. Black Ops 2 coming out was like that.
Let's see. Okay, before we get on that, I want to talk about what do you think about like season-oriented updates, like, Call of Duty has, like, the Christmas stickers, and, I mean, especially Ark, it has, like, the whole Raptor Claws event, that's a huge, huge thing for Ark, and, what do you think it adds to the game, or is it something that's just kinda like, "Bleh, I'm kinda over it, it's enough to experience the holidays outside my gaming life?"
You know, I'll tell you this, I remember Ark having the drops on Christmas, I always like that. So, I think it depends on how they implement it in, like, on the game.
Yeah,
Because if it's just, like, skins, I don't get as into it, but if it actually, like, has some in-game effects, I could probably get down with it.
kinda like how, Grand Theft Auto 5 covers the whole map with snow, and
Yeah,
it's
like,
actually
I always
slick.
like that.
Got the snowballs. GTA was always on top of it with the, seasonal stuff. They had the 4th of July rocket launcher, that was so much fun.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, GTA 5 was like the king of putting out cool stuff during the holidays.
Yeah, it seemed like they always add in something.
Yeah, Ark is the first one that really came to mind with the Raptor Claws thing because that was I mean, even if you were playing, like, that was so beneficial to you if you'd go track them drops down all night long. It's like, be like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for Raptor Claws to get here." I'm excited for the holidays. I want to see if it would be something that you all, and even you, Jordan, would, like to see, kind of like how we do the Q&A almost every episode. If we did kind of like an indie game spotlight, and it might not be a very long one or a very big one, but if we kind of put a spotlight on an indie game, just kind of prop them up, be like, "Hey, this looks like it'd be a fun game to play," or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, me and you are big advocates for indie games. I mean, a lot of the
Yeah,
games that we enjoyed growing up playing was indie games, and I mean, still to this day, a lot of small studio games I enjoy playing a lot more than the big ones. To be honest with you,
for sure.
I mean, I don't think even Phasmophobia was made by a very big team. I think it was made by a fairly small
It's
team.
yeah, it's pretty small.
I mean, Lethal Company too. I mean, I wanted to see. I haven't talked about it in a while. You sent it to me on TikTok back years ago, and I don't know if it's still coming out or not. But there was this indie game that was like a weird Slender esque version of like I don't even know. It was like a dinosaur game, like set up like Slender. Do you remember sending that to me? It was like a dinosaur horror game.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it was. God, it was so weird. I'm gonna have to find it now that I'm talking about it. Yeah, it was. I don't remember if I even put it on my wish list or not, but it was yeah, I can't believe you don't remember talking about it.
I don't. I mean, there's all kinds of like crazy indie games I see. Definitely, I feel like there's a lot more creativity for the indie game market.
A lot more respect too, because I mean, gosh, it's a lot to make a game on your own or with a small studio. I mean, you look at these games that are coming out that have this insane studio behind them and all these people on payroll, and they're still making games. That's kind of like, what's it? Why has it got so much bug?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah, for the life of me, I can't find this game. It might be this one. It might be this Tempest try. I don't know. But I even want to see if we could go so far to even like reach out to some of these indie games, maybe talk to them, like do a quick little like interview with them on. It
Yeah,
looks like this game is on a demo, a free demo. I don't know. It's called Tempest Triad. It looks pretty. I don't know. I'll have to look back on our conversation and see what the game actually was called because it looked very cool. I mean, a lot of the comments are good. Good game so far. The Theezy scene was really spooky. I don't know. Worth checking out for sure.
sounds like it. I mean,
But yeah,
I think my favorite indie game was, if you call it one, Dead Island.
yeah, I'm not sure if it was an indie game. It was definitely a small studio, but yeah, Dead Island was so good. Even Riptide was pretty good, but it's really hard to beat the OG, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's real OG, and I mean, I almost want to do like, we could do like a series on that game. I feel like
Yeah, and the story was so deep for what it was.
it was pretty good. I mean, we beat that game so many times. It's insane.
It's almost like how we do our like yearly Minecraft server, but like we do like every 2 year Dead Island playthrough.
We just always somehow manage to get back on it. You can't hate it.
You can't. Yeah, we're gonna have to get Trevor on either Dead Island 2 or the OG Dead Island and
Yeah,
do a
we need to get
playthrough
him
then.
on the OG. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds like he goes way back with it too, so it would be a lot of fun. I don't know, Castle Miner was a lot of fun. I feel like
For
the inner
sure.
child in me wants to beat that game so bad. I feel like part of me will be set free if we finally beat that one day. Like
We
it
just
is
need to get on there sometime soon.
like
We need to
we
like
got
live stream it.
yeah, we need to like live stream it. It just sucks having just me and you because if both of us die, because the more people we have, the more spawn points we have essentially.
Yep. We
Just
need
to
to get the
find
whole group on it.
yeah, I need to get Logan back on it. Logan, I think we played with Logan the last time we did
Yeah, I
it though.
think so.
That was crazy. It was like that was a big throwback. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have for this episode. I just kind of wanted to bring you guys in, update you guys, tell you guys that we do plan on doing some PRI content. Of course, PRI is let's see, is right around the corner.
It
You guys
is.
have
It's sneaking it.
one more one more regular episode, and then the next week will be PRI, but you guys won't hear that podcast until the 20th. So mid-December you'll get our recap on PRI, but in 2 weeks you guys will be getting the Snapchat vlogs and that content. So we are very excited. Definitely going to try to do some networking. Definitely meet up with good old Brian Tooley, our
Yeah.
friend out of Bardstown, get the lowdown on what he's been up to. And yeah, with that being said, guys, that's all I have, and we will catch you in the next one.